guys, welcome back to the Dragon Pharma YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through a glute work, mostly upper glute focused, and I'm going to be sharing my life updates and all of that fun stuff. So here we have the Venom Inferno workout. This is my favorite pre-workout to take. It's the newest one from the Dragon Pharma line. Compared to the old workout, which is still great, it just has a higher caffeine intake, it's a lot stronger, so it's currently my favorite. I'll also be taking Mr. Bain's, which is a pump to take before your workouts. And lastly, I'll be adding some creatine as well. So some of you might be wondering why I chose to sit out of the Arnold Classic this year. It was a really tough decision after doing it 2 years in a row and winning it last year. I actually waited right up until the deadline of applying to make my final decision. But my coach and I decided that it would be best to give my body some rest, not only physically but mentally as well. Spend time with my family and also take that time to make improvements, because most of the girls I feel have had some good time to have an off season and give their body rest. For me, I was always like the Olympia, the Arnold, show after show. So I just really needed to take this time so I could come back my best this year. So my next show is gonna be August 10th, the Texas Pro. I'm excited. So I'm gonna be starting prep in about 2 weeks now. I'm currently 17 weeks out. So just taking these last final weeks to make those improvements, and then I'm excited and I'm hungry again, feeling refreshed and good to go. So my feedback from the Olympia was that I wasn't as full as I came in at the Arnold, so my peak wasn't on point, and also that's a sign that my body can be tired just from doing so many competitions so close together. So that's why it's good for me to take the time I need to rest and come back better this year. Other than that, my lower body is great. They said a little bit more size in my glutes and hamstrings, and just being careful about my upper body needs to come down just a little bit more. So outside of training to make improvements, to stay busy in my off season, I've been actually going to pro wrestling school, so that might be a venture in my future. And some kickboxing classes. I've cut those back a little bit though, just because the training can be a bit intense, and it seemed like my traps were getting bigger, so we just have to be very careful to make sure that my body stays on point with the wellness criteria. This pre-workout is starting to kick in now, so let's get to the gym. So I'm here at West Coast Iron. I'm just gonna head inside and do some warm-ups and then get the workout started. So first thing I like to do is my stretching for warm-ups, just making sure that my glutes aren't tight, they feel symmetrical, no pain. After I'm all stretched out, I like to do a little warm-up circuit just to get my upper glutes engaged and pumped up before the workout, because this workout is upper glute focused. It's a great workout if any of you girls are struggling to grow your upper glutes or they're very stubborn. I like to pre-activate them with a band. So I generally do 2 sets of each exercise. Two sets for 12 to 15 reps, just taking it nice and slow and getting those upper glutes fired up. And so this is another great exercise to do. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I like to call them frog hip thrusts. Doing these for 12 reps. Squeezing at the top for 3 seconds. Another great warm-up exercise is the lateral walk.
can really feel that Mr. Vane's pump kicking in. It really makes a huge difference when I take the pump. I can really feel my glutes fired up now. So next I'm gonna mix some EAAs. These are great to take during training. Good for recovery and energy. So we're gonna start our workout with the reverse hyper machine. Actually, first I gotta put some weight on it. You don't need to go very heavy at all on this exercise. There are two different ways to do this machine that I like to do myself, but we're focusing on upper glute today, so we're gonna do this variation. You want your feet together like this. And we're gonna really squeeze at the top, hold it for 5 seconds, and bring it down for 10 reps. This is a really good one if you can't make that mind to muscle connection with your upper glutes. The other variation you can do, which isn't as upper glute focused, more so hamstrings, adductors, and lower glute, is just having your feet together like this. Same thing. Today we're gonna do, like I said, this variation for 4 sets. For these, I like to go as heavy as possible while keeping good form still, because you don't want your lower back to take over. These I'll be doing 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. So since we are focusing on upper glutes today, I'm gonna use a band, and my stance is gonna be wide with my toes pointed out. Make sure your core is always tight, never pushing your stomach out, and you almost want a slight roundness to your back, just very slight. You don't want to be hyperextending it like this because you'll start to feel it in your lower back. So you really want to tuck in your pelvis. Pushing your knees out. I like to take 1.5 to 2 minutes of rest when I'm doing heavier sets. Sometimes you need to readjust your feet to make sure you're feeling it the right way. Especially if you start to feel it in your quads, then I would play around with your foot positioning. So for this exercise, I like to do 5 sets. So next we're gonna use the hyperextension machine. I just adjusted it so it's a bit lower. And again, same thing. You want to round your back a little bit to focus more on your upper glutes. You can see how much more engagement you get when you do that. So the next exercise is the hyperextension. I do this for 10 to 12 reps. And since we're focusing on the glute medius, the upper glute, we round our back just a little bit. You can see the engagement here that you get when you do that. And to finish up the workout, we're gonna do the abduction machine superset with sumo squats. It's gonna be a 10, 10, 10 for the sets. I like to get as much range as possible. So a little hack here is these half circle things. So we're gonna do 10 forward and then 10 leaning back. Make sure they're controlled and you're getting them as wide as possible. If you don't have this flexibility, I would work on stretching a lot more because I think it's important to have a flexible muscle. You want to try to lean back as far as possible with these and sit into those glutes. So I would do this 3 times. So that's it for today's glute workout. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time.